Hello, everybody. I'm Vinny,
And I'm Lenny.
and we'd like to welcome you to Don't Waste My Time, a YouTube channel dedicated to educating the public about using social media effectively and appropriately. Wow. So this is our pilot episode. How do you feel about that, Lenny?
I feel good.
Good, good.
I'm feeling snazzy.
Good. So I think our viewers can figure out what this podcast or video cast or whatever this is about just from our title. So let's, as the pilot episode, we should tell our viewers a little bit about ourselves. So I guess I'll go first. I am new to the world of social media. I got out of a relationship a couple years ago, and before that time, I was on no social media at all. I saw everybody using it. It seemed like a big waste of time for everybody, and I wanted to have no part in it. But after the breakup, I realized that in order to participate in various things in life, you had to become a user of some kind. And so I got on Facebook, and I was horrified by what I found. The amount of narcissism and staring at your belly button. It was really quite shocking, and confirmed a lot of what I had thought social media was all about. On the other hand, I found it to be a really powerful and beautiful tool for getting information out, for finding out about events, for keeping up with friends in a certain way. But I did find that there were a lot of posts that did seem quite inappropriate, and it made me think that when we have health class in high school, that how to use social media correctly should have been a unit, and it probably wasn't. So I am a Generation Xer, and Lenny, you are a millennial. You are the infamous member of the millennial generation.
I know.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I know.
So tell us. So you've grown up surrounded by social media. You don't know from any different life, right?
It's true. I started using Facebook when I was 14.
Wow.
That was the first social media I had. Before that, I had a flip phone for, I think, about 7 months before that. I really didn't use much technology other than the family laptop and the computer and stuff.
And your parents were always in the room, I'm sure.
Yes, they were always in the room.
Yes. Good for them.
Yes, always. Yeah, no trouble there. And then when I got on Facebook, at first I loved Facebook because it was a way to keep up with my friends. I think it was 20 Facebook friends, and they probably grew a little bit over time, but when I joined Facebook, this was, again, 2010, this is almost 10 years ago, it was like logging in and getting to hang out with my friends.
Aww,
because
that's sweet.
I would post something and be like, here's what I'm doing today. People were like, that's so awesome, here's what I'm doing today. We should go with you and have a great time, be safe and let me know how it goes, and then we would post about the next day. It was just a way of communicating with friends, and it was just so lovely and
I have, in my Gen X way, I have a very similar story. When I, first went to college, that was when email first came out, and we would keep in touch with each other over email. We would pour our hearts out, across the country. It was so beautiful, telling our hopes, our dreams. I mean, I printed them out at the end of college. They were gorgeous. They were like love letters, like I mentioned in the 20s. Now, does anybody write anything substantial in emails now? No, it's like, get me this report, get me the, Okay, all right, go ahead.
So it was lovely. But then, as what always happens with Facebook, you get more and more friends. I ended up with, I don't know how many, I have 800 friends.
800?
Let me see how many I have. Because I have a lot. And I don't know most of these. I mean, I know some of these people. Okay, I don't want to see this person's exciting news. Which we're going to get to in a second. 828 friends.
Wow.
I don't know 828 people.
Well, you may want to consider pruning that.
Yeah, but it's just, who has the time? And anyway, seriously, who has the time?
I mean, I have pruned. And I also don't accept. If
I don't accept some people.
Mhm.
Yeah. But anyway, so over time, Facebook and social media, like Instagram and other outlets, slowly became less of a connective device and more of a burden and something that made me sad.
Oh, that's too
Yeah.
bad. Right, and I don't think anybody wants to make. Well, I would think most people don't want to make other people feel sad.
Right.
So that's a lot of what our
Yeah.
what our little project is about.
But I also think there's so much insecurity, and people are so just like obsessed with being okay and like making it seem like they're okay and kind of looking better than other people, or I don't know. People just are complicated, and I think unfortunately people take out a lot of their insecurities on social media, and that's what makes it such an uncomfortable experience for everyone.
That's very interesting. Well, and some people don't have insecurities, and they flaunt that too.
Right. Well, I think everyone does, though.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
everyone has.
Right. Okay, so what we want to do over the next few weeks is we want to create some YouTube videos and give some examples of what not to do and also what to do. And I don't want to vilify Facebook. Like I say, I do think it has the potential to be a wonderful thing, but we just want to provide a little education.
Yes.
On the kinds of posts that are not necessary to make.
Right.
So we are going to pretend we're God.
Yes.
And create commandments.
Yes.
For what not to do on social media. We are hoping that in future episodes we can take some of your suggestions about commandments, what you would like to see. Some of them I'm sure we've already thought of and are coming up, but maybe there are some that we haven't. So please feel free to comment and let us know what you'd like to see in the future. So let's go to our first commandment, shall we? Are you ready, Lenny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so commandment 1, know thy audience. So this gets at something we've talked about. It talks about basically posting, keeping your readers in mind. So you have how many Facebook followers do you have?
I have like 850, I think.
850. Okay. And so when you post something, how many of them do you think are interested in what you post?
Maybe 20. Based on things that I've posted in the last 6 months, I would say about 20 to 50 people
that only
are interested.
That's it. Then why are you friends with all those other people?
They're just they are people that I have collected, so to speak, along the various avenues of life.
So you had said something about like whether an English teacher would want to see.
Oh well, yeah, or I mean, well, I know like my high school English teacher. I mean, she was a nice and cool person. I'm sure she would be fine with seeing things like my relationship status or whatever. But there are also people on there that, so as a gay man, like I also know people from previous iterations of my life who are more conservative, who are more maybe not as progressive in their views, might be uncomfortable. Like I wouldn't necessarily be comfortable posting about my relationship status to people who might be Trump supporters. People, so
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
You're gay?
Yes.
See, you never put that on Facebook, so I didn't know. So, all right. Well, I'm glad we had this conversation in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, I mean, just like me, if I'm going to post about my various fetishes, I think only a small proportion of the people I'm friends with would actually care. I don't think my mom would care.
Well, unless you actively cultivate a fetish group,
Right.
You know,
Right.
Like, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, let's see some examples of know thy audience. All right, so we have our first example. I love this example. So Lenny, can you read this for me?
Okay, so this is who can I contact for my koi pond maintenance?
Oh no, it's not maintenance.
Maintenance.
Yeah.
Maintenance.
Yeah, I assume that translates into maintenance. So what is a koi pond?
It's just a pond.
It's just a pond.
It's just a pond. It's like.
And what kind of people have these ponds?
No one I know.
No.
The only place that I've seen koi ponds before is at like the botanical garden in whatever place has the koi pond that's near where they sip the tea and go.
Well, maybe this person owns the botanical garden.
Could be. But I don't know. I mean, I've heard of people having, like, my grandparents used to have, like, a little pond in their backyard.
With, like, fish and stuff?
Yeah, like with fish. But it wasn't a koi pond. Like, it wasn't, like, that's kind of, I don't know.
Right.
Like, it's a little bit different.
So this person probably has 1,000 Facebook friends.
Right.
And now he's asking all 1,000, most of whom probably don't even live anywhere near this place where there's the koi pond. So, basically it's something just to scroll through and it's garbage. Secondly, who has a koi pond? What kind of person would have a koi pond, Lenny?
Like, I don't know, someone kind of bougie, someone kind of, like, just kind of...
Not somebody who is struggling.
No, this is like a very kind of, I would say more of like a kind of affluent kind of thing to have.
Right. So it's also kind of showing off your wealth,
your affluence,
I guess. Yeah. Right. And so finally, I find it interesting that somebody would choose to, for those reasons, advertise on Facebook to try to find a person to do maintenance when there's something called what do you call it? Is it Google?
or Facebook Messenger, where you can message specific people and groups of people
who might know. Yeah, because believe me, most people aren't going to know. So, all right. So I just thought some of the replies were interesting. Somebody gave a suggestion, and
Agway used to have some items. They seem to know everything about trees and garden.
Yeah, but this person needs a hand-on person, and thought Facebook was the way to go. Yeah, like I'm watching this whole conversation. I don't live anywhere near these people. I don't need to know this.
Yes, you have to think about. Okay, so like the person, if you were posting this, think about the people who are scrolling through your feed. Like, Facebook is supposed to be... Okay, so we'll get into this later, into all the commandments. But, like, is this helping anyone?
Yeah.
Is this improving anyone's life? Is this offering a service? No.
And it's not even helping this person because nobody's going to know. So, all right.
It's just a waste of time and space.
It's using very precious bytes in the universe.
Right. So. Hence our title.
Okay, here we have another one. Know thy audience. Okay, you want to read this for me, Lenny?
This is one of my favorites, yes. Okay. Thank you, everyone that came to 10 birthday party. Okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't bother with the TH, whatever. Anyway, so let's just presume that, how many people were at this birthday party? Maybe...
So I know this person.
Okay.
And, there were also photos of the birthday party. There were probably about 10 people.
Yeah.
10 people there.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 people total.
And
this person has how many Facebook friends?
I think it's between 200 and 300. It's between 200 and 300.
Okay.
I was not invited to the party. But I'm so glad that I was thanked
for not attending.
On the feed for attending. Or for not being, I don't know.
For not being invited.
Yeah, right. So So this is a good thing for Know Thy Audience in a lot of ways. So when you post about parties, when you post about things, the whole world does not have to know. It's fine to selectively post to certain people, and we should definitely talk about that in the future. If you don't know how to do it,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
But you don't have to post to hundreds of people when only 10 people came,
Right.
because this will just hurt people's feelings.
Yeah. And yeah, I agree. There's no reason that people need to see this.
Yeah, and I also think Facebook is really a poor way of thanking people in general. I mean, we can go back to the way we did it back in the Stone Ages. You can send an email. You can do it the way people do now. You can send a text. But posting to hundreds of people for the sake of 10, in my book, can be hurtful and is a waste of time.
Well, and for really serious, big events like weddings,
Yeah.
if you're posting on Facebook, you may have an example of this, but if you're posting on Facebook, when someone gives you, like if you're getting married and someone is giving you gifts, or you have like a birthday or whatever, people give you gifts, it, at least in my book, is pretty customary to write a thank you note. Like to actually write a thank you note to the person.
And
there are people...
And send it in the mail?
And send it in the mail, or an email, but specifically to that person. What I have seen on Facebook is people saying, "Thank you, everyone, for all your gifts and everything that you gave us for the wedding, all of everyone, and we're gonna..." And it's like, that is so insulting, and the amount of energy that the other person buying that gift put into finding that gift and giving it to you, and flying however many miles away to your wedding in Italy or wherever, it's just not fair.
Right, I totally agree. I mean, I'm not always the best about this, but I love getting a thank you note when I give a gift. I love getting it in the mail. I understand that sometimes now that people don't do that, but even an email, even a text that somehow expresses some sort of like individual relationship,
Yes,
is appreciated. But a generic thanks everybody.
I think that's worse than nothing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I agree. Oh, and here we go. This is a great example of Know Thy Audience and an example of what we were just talking about.
Right.
So, Lenny, why don't you read this?
Okay. Blank and I would like to thank everyone that came out to our baby shower or sent a gift directly to our home. It is greatly appreciated. Thanks once again.
Oh, wow. Okay, so there's a lot wrong with this.
Yes.
So, first of all, again, Know Thy Audience. So, if a baby shower that's likely in the home, you have hundreds of Facebook friends. Most of them were probably not invited. So you're just showing off a party that you weren't invited to.
Exactly.
Okay, and yes?
And...
Yes?
Okay, so this is a personal view.
Yes?
When you give a gift, when you receive a gift from someone for any occasion, typically if you acknowledge that gift in some way and reach out to thank the person for the gift, you do it on an individual basis. You don't do it as a blanket statement to everyone. If I gave a gift to someone, I would want to receive a thank you back. If I realize that many people are very busy and don't have the time to give thank yous back, and that's okay. But if I am going to get something back, I would like it to be something like, "Hi, Lenny. Thank you so much for your gift."
No. Dear Lenny, thank you so much for the diaper genie you gave me. Acknowledging that you know what they did. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not for your blank, random thing.
It's just a personal thing that makes you feel closer to the person. And
I think this is worse than sending nothing.
Oh, I agree. Oh,
Yeah.
I find this hurtful.
Yeah.
That I wasn't worth the time
Right.
to reach out to.
And who knows, maybe I spent 3 hours at Macy's finding like the pair of Argyle socks that was absolutely perfect.
For the baby shower.
Exactly, yeah. And all this person could bother to do was to say, thank you, everyone. Everyone? Seriously?
Yeah, I know, it's a problem. So this person has not only offended the people she didn't invite, she also offended the people she did invite.
Right, she offended everyone.
And it's also kind of funny the way it says, sent a gift directly to our home. Is that asking for people who haven't done it to do it? Like, that's kind of a weird thing to say, directly to our home.
That's really
like,
funny.
just in case you want to send one, send it directly to our home. I don't know.
That's so aggressive.
It is, yeah, I know. So, yeah, okay, let's see what's next. Okay, Lenny.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to read this one.
Yes.
Where do people go to get their Christmas trees up here?
Yes. So this is very interesting. At first you're like, I don't know. I'm
Up
Jewish.
here.
First of all, I'm
Yeah.
Jewish, so
Right,
I have no idea where people get Christmas trees.
Here's what stuck out to me
Yeah.
when I first read this. Up here.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is up here?
Yeah.
I guess that's there isn't a B. It's just where the hell is up here?
Right.
I don't know where this person lives. This person has around 650 to 700 Facebook friends.
666, yeah.
Oh, how lucky. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm assuming at least half of those people don't live in her neighborhood or like in her town.
The vast
or
majority.
wherever she lives.
I don't think where she lives there are 666 people.
Okay, so there you go.
It's kind of middle of nowhere.
Okay. So what I really don't quite have the words to express my frustration.
Yeah.
And just my just bemusement with this post. I just don't really know what to do with this.
Right. So it's basically wasting the vast majority
Right.
of people's time. This person's posts basically consist many of them are asking the locals about where to get a good X or where you can find a Y. So for the vast majority, literally hundreds of people, this doesn't apply to them and it wastes their time. But I am grateful for this because this was quite amusing for us to see something. Where do people get our Christmas trees up here? Because we're all supposed to know where up here is.
Well, here's one thing though. So if she had posted, do you think that if she had posted, where do people go to get their Christmas trees in wherever she lives, whatever state, would she still be violating Know Thy Audience?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't you think? I mean,
I do.
That she says up here just makes it funny, but
that's true.
But
that's the humor,
right?
Of it. But then the violation would still be there if she were to tell us where.
Right, and I'm going to say this again: that Facebook has a capability of making groups. So if you know that something is only applying to your local community, just take a few minutes, make a group, because honestly, like I have unfollowed and unfriended people when their posts are so frequent and so often not applicable to me in any way. I mean, if this is my friend, this doesn't tell me anything about her or how she's doing. It just tells me she's looking for a Christmas tree, which is not shocking.
Up here.
It doesn't tell me. So yeah, we found this amusing. Use groups, people. Use groups.
Or Google groups. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Facebook groups are fine too.
Sure. Oh,
yeah.
Do people use Google groups? I don't think
I use Google.
Oh, you
groups.
do?
I mean, I'm the most unmillennial, I guess, but I use Google groups. I think they're great.
Okay. Yeah, I just basically that things should be targeted.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's next. Okay, Lenny?
My son is awesome! 3 exclamation points. Share if you have an awesome son! 3 exclamation points. Or 2. 2 exclamation points.
Right. Wow. That's really an enthusiastic post. So Lenny, do you have a son or two?
No, I don't.
I don't know. Okay, you know what? I don't either.
No kidding.
What am I supposed to do with this post? I guess not share it?
I don't know. Fortunately, I don't want to have a son.
Okay, good.
I don't desire to have kids. But I don't know. I know many people who do. I know many people who don't have the means to have children, who aren't partnered.
Yep.
And what does this say to them?
Or who aren't able to physically.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Or have just or all their lives they've wanted a son, but they just had a daughter.
Right.
Not just had a daughter, but had a daughter. This can stir up a lot of stuff.
Right.
I mean, it seems so innocent, like, oh, I have a great son, I want to share it with everybody. But it really can stir up a lot of things. And so this is really kind of the epitome of know thy audience, where you really need to think about who is reading this and how they're going to take it. I'm sure most people would just scroll through it, but for that person who just had a miscarriage, for somebody whose son has passed away, for somebody who does not have a good relationship with their son, this could make a person really sad.
Yeah, and I actually think, there are a lot of social media posts that I don't pay a lot of attention to. I'm scrolling through, but I still see a lot of it. And if I see something that even remotely kind of makes me feel a little weird inside, like it hits me,
Yeah.
And that it's just a passing feeling, but that I don't think I'd like to believe that people have good intentions and don't mean to do this sort of thing. And that's why we're doing this, because we want to help people realize that their good intention, that they need to sometimes examine, and this goes for us as well. We need to examine our good intentions and really think about who our audience is and how we're actually impacting the people when we post things that may get a different reaction from different people. So, yeah.
I would like to correct one thing. So I do agree with you that we are trying to help people, but we are also horrible people, and we are mocking other people's posts. So.
That is true.
Yeah,
yes.
right. So we're not saints here.
No, we're not. No.
All right. But all of you listeners, I'm sure you are all saints, and we are so grateful that you have joined us for this YouTube video cast, whatever we want to call it, using our very primitive technology. I can't tell you when our next episode will be, hopefully within the next couple of weeks, and you'll find out what Commandment 2 is. So we look forward to seeing you then.
Yes.
See you later.
All right.